Hello, Penneguini here, back with another Souls-like tier list of the dateability of Souls bosses. Today is the promised Elden Ring video, and I've invited a special guest from our former Minecraft series, Mitchell, here, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
It's Mitchell, and we're going to be rating these villains.
These creatures.
Creatures of darkness.
No, some are humanoid, some are not. And we're just going to get right into it, as we usually do, with Godric the Grafted. Would I want to date Godric the Grafted? So he's a human, so definitely some points there. You know, you get into the B tier just being human, but he's also got all those hands, which sounds like a negative at first, kind of creepy. But think about what he could do to you with all those hands. So I'm going to put him in the A tier. Kind of creepy castle, kind of messed up. But what do you think, Mitchell, about that placement?
Okay, so I see your I see how you're getting usefulness out of the arms, but not just like on you. I see as like going on a date, like he shake your hand with multiple hands. He's getting like
real
getting
good
a real
hugger.
good impression on you, like
Okay,
a big hug with all
okay.
those arms. And that's the only, honestly, that's the only upside I see about Godfrey. But
Yeah.
he lives in a castle. He's evil.
Oh, that is true. He's got good property.
Well, the castle is good property, but I mean, it has a bunch of like slaves in the castle who are suffering, and he's just an overall greedy person.
I mean, that's only a problem if you are the slave.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put him A because I feel like, he's not the worst on this list, but I move him down to B.
You'd move him down to a B? No, we could keep him as a B for now and see where everyone else. He'll be like our baseline. B for baseline. You want to introduce our next person?
Yeah, I mean, Renala, she's a very humanoid figure, maybe the most humanoid figure on this list. I don't think we see much about her personality, really.
No, not really.
But she's a mother.
That's true. That's true.
She knows how to care for someone. She could care about me.
Yes. I
mean, so I think she's trying to kill you. I put it A.
Hey, a quick dive into the lore of Renala. She was actually married to Radagon, so we know she has some romantic abilities, and she went into despair after getting a divorce. She locked herself in her castle, all sad, and I think someone who's willing to do that for their lover, definitely solid contender for A, maybe even S tier, depending on how things shape up. And magic is dope, so that's a pretty good spot right there.
Yeah, you're really bringing me back on like the Elden Ring lore. Like I really forgot.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched a couple lore videos, and now I'm pretty much an expert. So Radahn, he would be a pretty good pick. General, leader, strong, helpful guy, really powerful, gravity magic, holding the stars in place. But he's infected with the Scarlet Rot. And personally, I would not want the Scarlet Rot. I don't know about you, but Scarlet Rot is a big negative. I think that is actually less treatable than COVID. So I think that might be a D tier right there. I mean, not much you can do about the Scarlet Rot.
Yeah, the Scarlet Rot, I would not want to be near that. But, how does it spread? I mean, if it's by contact or like, if we don't have to touch each other on a date, like he seems like a nice guy. I mean, in general,
I guess for the first date it wouldn't matter.
I mean, if we're wearing our masks, like we're 6 feet away, like I mean,
you're right.
I wouldn't say he's one of the worst. I move him up, but the Scarlet Rot definitely keeps him at a C.
C tier. Okay. I think it's your turn for the ancestral tree. No, regal ancestor spirit. That's who this is.
Okay, so if you ever fought this guy, he's gonna play hard to get. He's gonna jump away from you. Just be really annoying. I mean, I would not like to go on a date with this, and it's a moose, so
it is a deer actually.
A deer,
Close enough.
But I really wouldn't want to go on a date with this thing. I don't see any good upsides for it. So I'm going to put it at a D.
Yeah, I think you're right. Not very talkative. No reason for attacking you. You lit torches. It should be thanking you. You lit the place up.
Yeah.
And to add to that, size difference. It's an animal. It's huge. Really just can't be about that. Which is a perfect segue into our next person, Rykard. I forgot his title. The Blasphemous, maybe?
Yes. Yeah.
King of Blasphemy. But definitely a D tier. I mean, this guy, if you serve his volcano matter, you do his quest, and he attacks you for it. You know? Like, what's that about? That's messed up.
Yeah, I mean, there's no arguing here. He's just a D. I mean, he's so deceptive. He is a cult leader.
Literally a snake.
And he's a snake. Yeah, he's a snake. He's literally a two-faced snake. Awful.
In the wise words of Indiana Jones, why did they have to be snakes? Yeah. I mean, it's just all around bad. And he's ugly, and he's got that join the Serpent King, his family, like the weird voice. Definitely not a good pick. You get to talk about Astel, Natural Born of the Void.
Oh boy. This again, I feel like I'm just getting the weird little weird big animals that I don't even get how this thing would be a worthy date candidate. I mean, they're very open. They'll give you a nice big hug with their claws.
Oh, the pincers, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only upside.
The grab attack.
But, yeah, I mean, I put it as C because at least it's not as rude as the other two. Because you walked in this guy. The only reason they're aggressive, you walked in their home.
Yeah, he could have been getting dressed or something. That's kind of rude of you to show up like that.
Yeah, but the other two Ds, I mean, they are doing it just for the fun of it.
And that's just unacceptable, really. That leads us into this person. I want to say this dragon's name is Landsax. I don't know, though. I forgot his name, which leads us into why it's a D tier. You just wouldn't remember who this person is while you're on the date. If you hear the door opening, that was my brother walking in, checking this out, and realizing he should go away. Bye, Thomas.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, but I would not remember who this was. You would probably miss them. You'd go to the cafe, you're in there, and you'd walk right past them because this character's so missable on that quest line. I don't even think you fought him, did you?
Yeah, I did not. I did not fight this guy. He would be a good way of transportation, but other than that, I mean, she, actually, I don't know, but other than that I'd say that's a D.
I mean, you could say that about a lot of these guys. I mean, I think this Radon rides on a horse. This is literally a deer. Renala teleports.
Yeah, I mean, if Radon, Radon's great. If he wasn't infected with a virus, I would probably have him at S on this list.
Honestly, I hope they invent the
vaccine for Scarlet Rot
soon, because we could really use that. I think you get to talk about more gods.
Ooh, this was one of my most anticipated ones. I mean, this could be my first S.
Really?
Because, he's a loyal guy. He
really is.
He stayed at the tree the whole time, and while everyone else wanted to go search, they were greedy. They wanted to go search for the Elden Ring. He stayed, and he stayed with where his heart was, and that would be a really good date. And yes. I feel like I'm gonna put him an S for that.
I completely agree. And to go on to another very short dive into the lore, he is born an omen, and everyone hates him for it, and yet he still serves the Elden Ring. Everyone hates him for being, different, and he still deals with it because he's just that loyal of a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which leads into me talking about the fire giant, who, the fire giant size difference, that hurts, man. That can't get higher than a B from that. Next problem, Ginger, probably down to the D tier on that one alone. I mean, that's just rough. and he's on fire, and he's huge, and he lives in the freezing cold, and he owns nothing. His civilization has crumbled, and he burns the Erd Tree. He has the power to burn the Erd Tree. So I really can't see you putting him any higher.
Yeah, I mean, like Radon, at least Radon has like some nice features towards him, but he has that virus. This guy, he has that like fiery death, and but there's no good side about him, you know. And he would probably light you on fire on your date.
Definitely.
Probably crush you. There's nothing good.
No,
I can't really say much.
Next is Moog. Moog was one of the few people we talked about before the video, briefly, because we weren't sure what we were allowed to say about him. But Moog is definitely a D tier. I don't know what he's got going on with the person in the shell, Mikola, but that's messed up. I don't want to mess with that. Blood, not really. Some people are into that. Not me though, personally.
Yeah, can we make another tier? Like just
another tier? I actually am so bad at using this website. I don't know how to make another tier.
We won't, but if we could, he would be about 5 tiers under every single one of these people. I mean, he's a creep.
Yeah, he's a creep. He's a weirdo.
He's a weirdo. What am I doing here?
What is he doing?
What is he doing here?
He doesn't belong here.
We don't really have to elaborate much. He's a weirdo. He's like a blood demon. Yeah, he's just a weirdo.
Got something going on with the little kid.
Yeah, something. I don't. Little kids. That's a red flag.
That's a major red flag. Blood, and, little kids.
Compared to his brother, who's an S right now. I mean, he's just an awful.
I actually think this is a good opportunity to move Renala up to S, move everyone up a tier.
Yeah.
And just let Moog sit at the bottom in a pedophile tier. Real quick. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that, really. I don't think it can. Yeah. Which leads us into Melania. Melania is another. If Radon's suffering from the Scarlet Rot, Melania goes around like purposely injecting people with the Scarlet Rot. And that's just not someone you can deal with in the COVID times.
Yeah, I mean, it's like she was the one who transmitted this disease to Radon. So
yeah, I would not deal with that. She's kind of annoying. The only upside is she does want to save her sister. I don't know if Mikola's a boy or girl.
A boy, actually.
Boy. Okay. Yeah. Her brother doesn't want to save him, but she's not doing a very good job because she just sits in her Halleck tree all day.
Well, yeah, there. I also feel bad for her because she was born with the Scarlet Rot disease. So I feel I feel bad, but
yeah,
not very dateable.
Not many people have the genetic Scarlet Rot. That's just tough. You can talk about
Malekith of the Black Blade. Don't really know much to say about this guy except for I think he protected the death.
The Rune of Death. Yes.
He's loyal like Morgott, but is that his name, Morgott?
Yeah.
Yeah, Morgott. He's loyal like him, but I don't like that death vibe. I feel like he's gonna kill me in my sleep. Yeah. Again, he's a giant dog, and I don't know. I don't see a lot of dateability on that. So I put him at B.
B.
Yeah, but he's loyal, so I like that.
I would give him the A tier personally, just out of when he's not in his Blackblade Malekith form, he's the Beastman clergy, and he's assisting you. He's kind of a helpful guy until he kind of turns on you. So I think he's definitely the top of B tier. Beats out Radon and Astel, Naturalmore, and the Void. I guess I get to talk about Dragon Lord Placidusax. This one's rough. I mean, he attacks you for genuinely no reason. Literally, you walk into his little, not even his area. He just
plateau.
Yeah, you just walk into his platform. Not even his, just a platform, and he just jumps you. And that's pretty messed up. Size difference, 2 heads, you're dating 2 people.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit impossible.
That's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah. You can talk about Godfrey.
One of the first humanoids in a while.
Definitely. Was that like an automatic B tier?
Yeah, B tier.
From there.
He would have been in his first phase of his boss fight. He would probably be an A or maybe an S because he's a king. He's a brave dude. I feel like that could be a good date experience. But then he kills his pet and he turns this ravenous beast. That I don't know how I feel about that. That's not good. Imagine you're on a date with him, nice guy, randomly in the middle, just turns into this ravenous beast. I put him at C.
Changes his name too.
Yeah.
What's up?
Complete identity crisis.
You thought I was Godfrey. I'm Horalu, the warrior. Very strange. Very confused. I need someone stable. Definitely C tier. Not quite pedophile tier.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
Yeah. Elden Beast. Now that, I mean, come on.
Yeah, come on.
He's so bad. Terrible boss fight. Terrible date. He jumps around. He runs from you. He plays hard to get, but not in like a good way because it's not like the Elden Beast is, attracting anyone. I guess this includes Radagon too, but Radagon's like a puppet. He's like dead.
Yeah.
He's like a cracked shell of a person. So it's really the Elden Beast who's controlling the shots. And I think that speaks to his personality. The Elden Beast is a very controlling creature. It's the outer will. It's like a god. It determined everything that happened. And, I don't want someone like that. They definitely gaslight me and stuff.
Yeah, just like overall, there's no way that would be a good experience. I have nothing else to say. I mean, He's just a worm creature who, thinks he's him, but he's not.
He's not. He's definitely not, because that spot belongs to Morgott, last of the True Kings.
If I can make a little adjustment, Radon is an overall really nice guy. I feel like we should move over to A.
You think you should get A?
Even I feel like he's a nice dude.
I think I've been thinking about it more. Maybe you shouldn't judge people for having diseases. You can overcome those. In relationships, especially with the correct protection. That's very achievable these days.
A lot of hand sanitizer.
Yes, definitely. Because that's a big item they missed out on, putting in Elden Ring, hand sanitizer, and maybe like an N19 mask.
Yeah, but overall, I feel like this list is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'd say this is pretty accurate. Definitely not a lot of good dateable options in Elden Ring. That's probably why you kill all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe the next Souls game we rate will have better options, but this is definitely not it.
Yeah. I mean, just some vile creatures. Some vile creatures on this list.
Any closing thoughts, or that's about it?
I think that's it.
That's it? Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed our third Soulsborne date tier list. This might be like the end of the series for a while, because we just haven't played any other Souls games. But Bloodborne, I need to steal Mitchell's PS4 so I can play it, because I don't have one. PS5, my bad. But eventually we'll have more. Maybe we'll do them for different games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you played Undertale?
I have.
You have. I feel like that
a very long time ago.
That's
but
a game
I'll remember the characters.
But yeah. Well, we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Goodbye.